one of the many exciting things about joining Live was being able to come here and play in front of a Spanish crowd, especially on a level of event and level of competition that I hadn't really yet enjoyed. Right, I've been able to play events in Spain.
You're in the beautiful Valderrama, which some say is the European Augusta. It's so special. There's so much history here. There's so much Spanish history here.
Well, it has so much history behind. It's only a 50 years old club, but so much has happened through the years. I mean, we had the Ryder Cup, we had World Gold Championships, and now we have Liv.
It's very exciting, and really, if there was ever a place to get my first win, I feel like this would be the perfect week. I feel like when this wind in this golf course is so difficult that it's equally stressful no matter when or where you're playing it. But it was fun. It's always fun to be back home and be with the home crowd. It's always a joy to have this many people supporting me all day. It's so much fun.
What the heck course were you playing today?
I don't know.
It's brutal out there.
It is brutal. I don't know. I just made everything I looked at, Jerry. You have those days. I suppose this is one of those days for me, so I relish it. I really enjoyed it. Every time I stood over a putt, just felt like I could make it, and you don't get days like that too often, or certainly I don't. So I relished in it, and I managed to hit a lot of good shots as well. So it was a special day.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency, the pimps, the players, the hustlers, the people, the busters, and everybody else in between. Let's do this thing. The Thursday Night Throwdown has begun. Countdown to chaos continues. The opening ceremony set to begin, but the scandals continue. And once again, Canada at the forefront. Canada has fired their women's head soccer coach. Despite winning earlier in the day without her, they've decided to move on, as there are now reports that Team Canada's women's team have been using drones and spying on opponents' practices dating back about 4 or 5 years. The men's team sort of getting pulled into this a little bit, but not so much so. There was one incident in which Honduras thought they were being filmed by Canada. So we've got controversy in Paris. A crazy story as well as far as equestrian is concerned. One of the champions, a British woman, she's like a big deal in the world of equestrian. She had to drop out of the Olympics because somebody waited until like 2 days ago, a day, like yesterday, 2 days ago type of deal, to release a video of her beating up a horse. So we're off to a great start. We're off to a great start in the Olympics, aren't we? We got a full house on the program tonight. We'll have a lot of Olympic bets for you. We got a CFL football game going on right now as we speak. It's about 3 minutes left in this game, and there was just an interception. The Montreal Alouettes returning to football right now, 20-16 for the Montreal Alouettes. 3 minutes remaining in this football game. We'll keep our eye on this. So we've got a bunch of picks for you tonight. The Friday Night Freak Show, listen, the Olympics are really set to begin on Saturday now. We had a bunch of events over the last couple of days, rugby sevens, soccer, men and women's, but now it's the opening ceremony on Friday, and then Saturday it gets real. This is the last Thursday night without football until basically, January, essentially, right? Thursday night football starts next week in the National Football League, the Hall of Fame game. And then after that, we'll have preseason football, college football, NFL football, hell, CFL football Thursday night. But there'll be football all the way through starting next week. So the countdown is on there. Mick Aussie will step up. And we'll talk some Olympics with Mick. We've got some late-night AFL action to get to, CFL football with Mick Aussie. We've got Kiev O'Neill will join us. We'll talk about this badass card going down, UFC 304 in London, England. That's on Saturday night. George Kurtz throws it down with us. Kurtz normally joins us on the Wicked Wednesday, but Kurtz went to see Sammy Hagar and Joe Satriani and Michael Anthony and Jason Bonham. Not a bad lineup. Damn good lineup. It's Sammy Hagar playing Sammy Hagar songs as well as Van Halen songs with Joe Satriani on guitar. So George Kurtz will step up and in, and we'll it's like the good, the bad, and the ugly. The show was great, and the Yankees are the bad and the ugly, right? So we'll talk some Major League Baseball with Kurtz this evening. Oh, Mr. Sean Higgs joins us tonight. Sean is, was very creative in putting Mr. in his Twitter account, forcing people to call him Mr. We'll talk baseball and football with Higgs, as there's a lot of bets to get to tonight. A lot of different events. It's the calm before the storm right now. College football is rapidly approaching, but we got Major League Baseball going on right now, and the Oakland Athletics are in action right now. They're the only team in action along with the Angels. It's 2-1 for the Athletics. We're at the bottom of the second inning. The total is already up to 11 and a half right now. 11 and a half in this baseball game. So it's a light night tonight. The TBT is off until Monday. We're into the Elite Eight of the TBT basketball tournament. It's kind of the calm before the storm. The Olympic ceremonies set to begin. The biggest story of the day today, besides the Olympics, so we'll get to that and get you caught up to date with what's going on in the soccer and the rugby sevens. But Dylan Cease throws a no-hitter. San Diego is scorching hot right now. I thought they won more than 5 in a row. It feels like they've won like 6 or 7 in a row, but it's 5 in a row. And San Diego have played themselves into the wild card spot in the National League. But Dylan Cease had 2 out before in the 9th inning earlier in his career when he was on the White Sox, and he gave up a hit to Luis Arraez, of all people, who handed him the ball today after the baseball game, now teammates. So it's come full circle. Dylan Cease, a hell of a pitcher. They kind of wanted to take him out, and he told them, no, I really, I don't want to come out, right? And you saw, you see how happy the players were, and you see like the emotion that it brings to a clubhouse and to the fan base and to a team. It always amazes me that a baseball team would be more worried about, the analytics, and if he throws another 7 pitches, he might get hurt, and not like seeing the benefits of this. It fires the base up, man, like point blank. Like you saw, you would have thought San Diego won a playoff series today, the way they were celebrating after the no-hitter. Players want to be a part of a no-hitter. We talked about it. Fans want to be a part of a no-hitter. Right? I saw Michael Wilbon talking about it today, and Wilbon said he's been to thousands of baseball games in his life, and I believe him. And he said he's never a no-hitter. Right? So, you know what I'm saying? It is kind of random. It feels like, they can't hit anymore, and there's not a lot of hits in the games, but getting the no-hitter with one pitcher still is rare. It's only like the second one in San Diego's history. So we'll break that down tonight. There's a lot of crazy baseball rumors going on with the trade deadline rapidly approaching. Crochet of the Chicago White Sox, this guy thinks he's Steven Strasburg or something. He thinks he's Sandy Koufax. As he's on the Chicago White Sox, yet a lot of contending teams want him, right? He's a good pitcher. A lot of contending teams want him. And he basically told his agent is telling teams that he won't pitch in the playoffs. For if you acquire him, he won't pitch in the playoffs for you unless you give him a contract extension before the playoffs start. It's like, bro, you're on the Chicago freaking White Sox. You should be offering money to people to actually get out of there and be on a good team and showcase yourself and be able to cash in. So, like, really? So this guy thinks he's that, you're all that? So reports are teams are basically like, okay, thanks anyways, and they're moving on right now. So we'll get into the Major League Baseball trade, the hot stove, and the rumor mill that's going on. So I mentioned off the top, Canada was involved in a soccer scandal. Basically, New Zealand's soccer practice, the women's team, women's soccer, Canada and New Zealand were playing. They played today. Canada won the game. New Zealand weren't too happy about it. So Canada got caught flying a drone, not once but twice, over their practices in preparation for the games. Canada played dumb at first. We don't know anything about it. We barely know the people that did it. And then it turned out, well, yeah, we kind of do know the people that did it. And we basically have fired both of them and sent them home, except now they fired the actual coach now. Now, the coach, the Bev Priestman, who did win a gold medal. So, like, she's a successful coach. But now the gold medal win is coming into question because Rick Westhead of TSN, who makes it his life mission to destroy Canadian sport, has exposed Canada. It turns out Canada might have been using drones for like a while and are kind of at the cutting edge. So basically rack it up here. Unlike the hockey team, at least they didn't sexually assault anyone.
Are there any grave issues that would keep Team USA from winning a gold medal?
Should they be minus 430 against the field or whatever the price is right now? Maybe. But am I looking at, hey, Europe as a continent to win the Olympics at plus 500 as an interesting bet? Yeah, because one, they have 5 teams in the Olympics out of the 12.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Where are you at in terms of a starting lineup? What you want to see from Team USA?
I think he'll get guys involved, and then there's your lockdown defender at the point guard, the point of attack, right? I do like Curry. I would then go with Ant. I like Ant over Booker. I think if you look at the way the Canada game was, they looked kind of slow starting, and then they kind of got rolling.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
He talked about Major League Baseball and its rule, or actually its relationship with sports betting and gambling.
Integrity is the foremost concern, and a lot of people are questioning that given all the scandals, right? There's Mercano, there's Pat Hoberg, one of the best umpires in MLB, suspended right now. We don't exactly know what he did, but he's been disciplined, and he hasn't umpired a game this year.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
Your mustache is falling.
Mustache is falling off. It's got to go. Ski's got another strikeout that I don't want to take. As soon as I take it off, they're going to give up a run. I'm trying to keep it on until he comes out of the game. It's all over the place. Come on. I'm superstitious.
He's got 10 Ks.
He's cruising. Wow.
They pulled Skeens, by the way.
Yeah, they pulled him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
Let's roll this. It's SportsRage. The Thursday Night Throwdown has begun. We've got a full house on the program. The opening ceremonies are in about, 14 hours time, whatever it is, overnight in the morning. We'll get into that. I saw a great feature about these opening ceremonies. Next level stuff that they are doing. We got a baseball game going on. We talked about the Athletics and the Angels off the top, but the CFL game, there's 1 minute and 13 seconds left. Right now, the Montreal Alouettes were losing 16-3. They made a quarterback change. They put their third-string quarterback in after their backup was struggling And Davis Alexander came in, really played awesome. Led them up and down the field 2 times. Montreal have taken a 20-16 lead, but the Rough Riders have the football right now. With a minute left, it's 2nd and 15 coming up. They are at midfield right now. Cam, this football game going exactly the way I kind of thought it would. For the most part, my pregame prediction was Montreal would win 23-22. So we're sort of in this ballpark here right now, but the Rough Riders aren't done. They got 2 cracks at this. They're obviously going to go for it on 3rd down, and they're at midfield right now. So this game is still up in the air right now. But I really did think that this was going to be a weird score and come down like to the final play. And here we go right now. The Rough Riders are moving the football.
Yeah, it's been, I got to tell you, Gabe, and I'll give Jason Moss a lot of credit to go to the 3rd stringer, Davis Alexander from Portland State. He's a Portland State Viking, and this guy absolutely came in, and he was fantastic. It really buoyed the team, and you saw all the guys. It got them back in the game. They were down 13. Saskatchewan's been grinding. This has been a great game. I know we talked about the under last night. I'm on Montreal on the under, and yeah, this one's going to come right down to the wire, buddy. I hope we get it. I think you're on the same stuff as me.
I have a lot of plays on this game. I have the Montreal Alouettes and a bunch of parlays to close out from earlier in the day with soccer on the money line, but I didn't really like them. Like, I thought this game was a toss-up. I really like the Rough Riders on the teaser, so I teased the Saskatchewan Rough Riders to the under. Rough Riders plus 10.5, under 55.5. That's looking good with a minute left. I played the under 48.5 in the game. And I have the Montreal Alouettes on moneyline parlays already. I don't try to middle games often, but I really like the Rough Riders on a teaser. We're going to get that right now. But I tell you what, Montreal, they haven't won this game yet. They were just offside right now. Saskatchewan are moving the football. And Shea Patterson, I warn people about Patterson. All these people are like, oh, Patterson this, and we'll see. It's like, dude, Patterson's played in bigger games than these CFL games in his life. And he's played well for them. There hasn't really been a drop-off from Trevor Harris, to be honest. They don't have Willette. They don't have Schaefer Baker tonight. And they're battling right now, man. They're at midfield. And, all right, so it's going to come down to one play. It's 3rd and 5 coming up from the 49-yard line right now.
I got to tell you, though, Gabe, we've seen this with Montreal, too, in the second half and in games and coming back. And, you know what? This has been a fantastic football game. People are like, oh, yeah, 20-16 game. It's been great. And, as I said before, man, it's been awesome. I'm watching Shea Patterson. You're right. He's a real grinder, a true fighter. And I didn't understand. Like, Davis Alexander came in there a 3rd stringer. He was just he was going nuts. Like, he was bang, 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 running for first downs as well, too. Like, this been a very, very good football game, man. It's been, you could tell why these 2 teams were top of the table in the CFL.
Alexander does a good job of just letting the receivers get open and throwing them the ball. It's all about reading. Quarterbacks, you got to read the defense quick and just see it. And Evans just sort of hesitates all the time or throws it low. You know what I mean? It's just sort of a little bit rocky with Evans. He's still a really raw young kid. He doesn't have a ton of experience. Alexander just sort of came in and started slinging it around, but here we go right now. Shea Patterson's got him on the 40-yard line, and Montreal keep on getting penalties. Like, they're helping them move down the field here. Stop letting them off the hook. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line, 57 seconds remaining. Man, this game, I knew this game was going to end with craziness. I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it now, though, Cam. I'm going to say that there's going to be an interception. There's going to be a tip ball. There's going to be a tip ball and interception coming here. All right, here's the pass. Let's get the tip ball. Oh, he dropped it. It was a little dump pass. They dropped it.
My boy Beverett, he's got to keep it in his hands. The time I thought he had an interception there, but it hit the turf. But, oh, yeah, Saskatchewan just dropped it now, too. You're right, Morency. This game has had a little bit of everything right now. And come on, Montreal. You got to hold these guys. This would be perfect, man. I want to hit this game each way like you. Great call on the teaser, too. Saskatchewan, you knew they weren't going to get blown out in this game. And if this game is right on the number, Gabe, depending on where you got it, some places it went to 3, 3.5. Like, this is a thing. So right now, Montreal at 4, very close to the original spread.
One thing I keep noticing, I used to go to Alouette games often. In fact, they're the only team I've ever been an official season ticket holder of and paid. I was an Alouette season ticket holder for like 4 years running. And looking into the crowd in Montreal, it's really comical to see the different like teams that people are wearing. You'd think they're in New York, like, to be honest. Like, I've seen more Yankee hats than anything else. I've seen, like, there's Expos gear, Canadians gear.
Yeah.
Every second or third dude seems to have a Yankee hat on. There's a drunk dude that's really into this game in a Justin Jefferson white Viking jersey. like it's Montreal. It's just there's dudes in Expo jerseys. Like,
right.
It's just a mix. They're like, oh, I'm going to the Alouette game. I'm going to wear this.
Or whatever.
I'm wearing this
Exactly.
sports jersey. I don't care. That has nothing to do with the CFL. Like, it's very. They're all over the place. I'm telling you, every time they show a crowd shot, you're going to see some guy with a Yankee hat give like a thumbs up.
And know what they have too in Montreal? They wear like novelty jerseys too of like weird stuff. Like, it's a wild town. You're right, Morency. And then they had like a CFL for Cancer's baby blue jersey I'm seeing with guys in the stands wearing that. Like, Montreal, you're right. Like, is it New York? We're at a baseball game. I see other NFL jerseys, Yankee gear. Yeah, interesting crowd in Montreal. They don't screw around.
The thing with Montreal is, like, a lot of sports crowds are all the same.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same type of people. Like, you're gonna have the hot girls, the couples, the rich people, the drunk people. There's gonna be a different mix. Montreal, but they're all kind of the same. Montreal is different. Like, you could have like you know what I mean? There could be 4 punk rock chicks sitting in the end zone next to 4 fat French guys. Like, they have nothing in common, but they're all there.
Are there any grave issues that would keep Team USA from winning a gold medal?
Should they be minus 430 against the field or whatever the price is right now? Maybe. But am I looking at, hey, Europe as a continent to win the Olympics at plus 500 as an interesting bet? Yeah, because one, they have 5 teams in the Olympics out of the 12.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
Where are you at in terms of a starting lineup, what you want to see from Team USA?
I think he'll get guys involved, and then there's your lockdown defender at the point guard, the point of attack, right? I do like Curry. I would then go with Ant. I like Ant over Booker. I think if you look at the way the Canada game was, they looked kind of slow starting, and then they kind of got rolling.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
He talked about Major League Baseball and its rule, or actually its relationship with sports betting and gambling.
Integrity is the foremost concern, and a lot of people are questioning that given all the scandals, right? There's Mercano, there's Pat Hoberg, one of the best umpires in MLB, suspended right now. We don't exactly know what he did, but he's been disciplined, and he hasn't umpired a game this year.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
Your mustache is falling.
Dash is falling off. It's got to go. Ski's got another strikeout that I don't want to take. As soon as I take it off, they're going to give up a run. I'm trying to keep it on until he comes out of the game. It's all over the place. Come on. I'm superstitious.
He's got 10. He's got 10 Ks.
He's cruising. Wow.
They pulled Skeens, by the way.
Yeah, they pulled him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
Well, the party is set to begin in the Belle Province, the Montreal, right now. The Montreal Alouettes are about to win. And trust me, I know they'd like to enjoy themselves in the city after a night when they win the game. It's even better when they win the game. And they have officially just won the football game. You know, I always say this, and it is what it is, so I'm not going to complain, but I feel bad for people that took my posted picks. Because some of you, I know, I posted seven picks and props, whatever, for the game. 6-1. 6-1. One away, and it was a half point because I did say, you know what, take the 3.5. It was so sharp, this point spread, guys, because it was 4.5 at some spots earlier in the week, and it was going up. It went down. It actually ended up closing at 3. There was late Rough Rider action on this game. It closed at 3, but 20-16. And you know, Cam, I hate betting on unders, and I usually will lose if I bet on an under. But knowing these two defenses, knowing with as many injuries as there was on the on the Rough Rider side, I knew the Alouette offense would struggle a little bit tonight. So it was a smooth under, 48.5. They only get to 36 when it's all said and done. Let's bring in Mick, Australia Aussie right now, ready for the Olympics, the opening ceremony. Mick is doing the show, and then he's taking a private charter jet to Paris, and he's going to be on the Australian float tomorrow morning in the River Seine.
Float. Yes.
The Floatzilla. What's up, Mick?
Mate, we are superstars of the Summer Olympics. You know, per population, Australia absolutely kills it in the Summer Olympics. And I heard our women's
Hold on. I just like how you open up. We're the superstars of the Summer Olympics.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, he's good. He's right.
And our women's swim team is one of the best ever, I heard. And they major favourites in the 4x100, which is one of the early events, -900, and USA +500 or something like that. And Ariana Titmus, she's a superstar. She won lots of gold, so her rivalry with Katie Ledecky from the USA was fantastic in the last Olympics. So looking forward to the swimming and then the athletics, mate. Love the athletics.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm going to get the odds up right now, as you talked about. The relay team, as you stated, Mick, Australia are amazing, obviously, in the pool. The United States, Katie Ledecky and company, a great history. But the Canadian team, this is sort of the heyday of Canadian women's swimming as well. They're in tough in the relay, Mick, but massive odds for Canada. And I'm seeing right now, they pulled a lot of the swimming. I'm trying to load this up. That's the thing with the Olympics. I've been warning everybody, man. You got to get these freaking bets in. I tried to bet more on that South Korean archerist last night, and they pulled it already, and she set a world record today, just for the record. She set a world record. Yeah, but I'm fired up for this, Mick. I can't wait to see how the swimming plays out. Like you said, on Saturday, we have a bunch of meets right away. They're starting right away on Saturday.
Yeah, what about, I hope all the athletics are going to be okay. I mean, they've got to sleep on cardboard. Sleeping on cardboard beds. What kind of greeny crap is that? I mean, imagine all the heavyweight guys and the lifters and all those guys sleeping on cardboard beds. That's ridiculous.
I'm with Mick.
It can hold them. It can hold them.
No. Gabe Mick's right.
No. Listen, they should do better.
For 4 years. What are you doing to these people? They give up a lot of sacrifices to go to the Olympics, and you're going to give them, I'm with Mick. Give them facilities. This is a joke, man. You give up a lot. I'm with them. I think they've always been cheap. They are crooks.
The Olympians aren't getting paid. The Olympics are making billions of dollars, and they give them cardboard box beds.
Correct.
Because they don't want to spend money.
You're right. That's the worst crook job. Not even a little bit. It's pathetic, actually.
I saw the Olympic Village, and they're like, they spared no expense. There's bakeries and there's free food in the village. I'm like, yeah, it's the least they could do. They're putting you in a little basically it's like a prison cell. It's a nicer prison cell, but these rooms are small. You know what I'm saying?
A nicer prison cell.
I don't want to say it's a prison cell, but
Yeah, that's great.
Mick's disgusted.
Yeah, he brings up good points. The thing is, Gabe, you know how hard it is.
They said that they were discouraged so you wouldn't have sex on the beds. That was the one theory.
Let them have sex. They made the Olympics.
You're going to have sex standing up. It wasn't going to stop them.
Are there any grave issues that would keep Team USA from winning a gold medal?
Should they be minus 430 against the field or whatever the price is right now? Maybe. But am I looking at, hey, Europe as a continent to win the Olympics at plus 500 as an interesting bet? Yeah, because one, they have 5 teams in the Olympics out of the 12.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
Where are you at in terms of a starting lineup? What you want to see from Team USA?
I think he'll get guys involved, and then there's your lockdown defender at the point guard, the point of attack, right? I do like Curry. I would then go with Ant. I like Ant over Booker. I think if you look at the way the Canada game was, they looked kind of slow starting, and then they kind of got rolling.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
He talked about Major League Baseball and its rule, or actually its relationship with sports betting and gambling.
Integrity is the foremost concern, and a lot of people are questioning that given all the scandals, right? There's Mercano, there's Pat Hoberg, one of the best umpires in MLB, suspended right now. We don't exactly know what he did, but he's been disciplined, and he hasn't umpired a game this year.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
Your mustache is falling.
Dash is falling off. It's got to go. Ski's got another strikeout that I don't want to take. As soon as I take it off, they're going to give up a run. I'm trying to keep it on until he comes out of the game. It's all over the place. Come on. I'm superstitious.
He's got 10. He's got 10 Ks.
He's cruising. Well,
They pulled Skeens, by the way.
yeah, they pulled him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. McAussie in the house comes out swinging, talking smack. Says Australia are the superstars of the summer games. Said Canada are big cheaters and USA are overrated. He said that's what he said, I think. No.
Well,
I'm kidding. He didn't. Yeah, you said Australia are superstars. And what can we say about Canada? Like, listen. It's not the biggest scandal. Let's be real. People are like, oh, my God, it's a huge scandal. It's like, do you really believe that Canada are that smart that they're the only team that's ever flown a drone over a practice? Like, you know what I mean? Did we invent this? Like, no one ever thought of this. Like,
Gabe,
it is what it is, man. Like we see in sports, Cam. No, people do. They're looking for any edge you get. It's always been this way.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so you go first, Cam. What's your take? Is this a who cares, overblown, or are you embarrassed for the Canadian soccer team, the women's team?
I don't know if my take, whatever. I couldn't care less. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. Other countries can. What are you going to learn from a drone anyway? Checking out the practice. You have to execute on the field anyway. I can know all the plays that are coming in the NFL.
Well, you can learn a lot.
Baseball, baseball, you steal signs. You got to be smarter. That's why you get new ones. That's why you readjust. Okay, let's get the new bet. Circle back. Let's do it again. Anyway, I'm not embarrassed for it. It sounds a lot worse than what it is. And you're right, Gabe. I think a lot more people are doing it. We just tend to. Seems like Canadians, every time we cheat, we get caught. We got to get better at cheating.
Mick, what do you think? What do you think about the drone scandal?
Nah, I'm old school, mate. I hate lies, cheats, and thieves. If you get caught cheating, you got to wear the consequences. So, I just hope
is it
the
cheating,
Aussies
though?
and the Canadians.
I don't know.
I just hope the Aussies and the Canadians stay away from the frog's legs and the smelly cheese over there in France, and they'll be okay,
The smelly cheese and the frog
and sales, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's called escargot. It's actually delicious. I like it. I'm a weirdo. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Sales.
Settle down, Mick. All right.
Settle down.
Oh, that's right. Gabe's from Montreal. There's a lot of French people there. I'm going to be careful what I say. That's
No,
right.
I don't eat escargot, but I don't eat
acquired taste.
I don't eat escargot. But as Mick was saying earlier, the Australian women are minus 900 to win the 4x100 meter freestyle relay.
Wow.
USA are plus 500. China are 10-1. Canada are 20-1. Unfortunately, they don't let you bet like podium type stuff, so you can only really pick. You can only pick the winner. But we do have the swimming odds up here, and as Mick mentioned, Australia, great, dominant in the pool. But Summer McIntosh from Canada, also very, very dominant. If you look at like the swimming events, guys, and I've gone through them all, and I get a headache like clicking. There's so many of them. Like, oh, yeah, this one and that one. Like some of them, like if you look at some of the odds in some of them, there'll be like a minus. Like Summer McIntosh is a 25-1 favorite in one race, but she's a plus 350 favorite in another one. There's such a difference between 100 meters, 200 meters, butterfly, the intermedley, this and that, and all this. But Australia are expected to dominate in the pool. And Mick, I was watching the rugby sevens earlier in the day today, and at one point, I've watched so much AFL football. I'm watching the rugby sevens, and I was thinking, man, just you got to kick it forward, bro. Pass it, kick it. You know what I mean? And then I was like, no, you can't. You can't do that here. So, like, there's so much, very similar, side by side or passing the ball around. But that's the one thing I like about the AFL, Mick. You're able just to boot the ball forward. Rugby, man, it's such a slow way up the pitch. AFL, it's like, no, we're going to save a lot of time right now. I'm going to drill this. I'm going to drill like a 50-yard pass in the air. I'm going to punt it here. But the rugby sevens are cool. And I will say this, Mick, the AFL, some guys get lit up and stuff, but it's so fast and you got to be athletic. So guys are, you know what I mean? They're not getting lit up as much. I was watching the rugby sevens today. These dudes are big, bro. Like, there were some tackles today where I don't know how guys got up after. Like rib shot, like type stuff. Mm-hmm. And we talked about France hating Argentina right now. They played in rugby sevens today. Like, France, man, we're just smoking the Argentinians. But the rugby sevens, Mick, a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. It's quick and it's fast. But the trouble is with the modern AFL, like a lot of people won't pick up on this. It's becoming a bit more like rugby with zones and defense and too much close-in tackling. So they're trying to change the rules. A lot of the old-timers are getting very upset with too much tackling in Aussie rules. You go back and watch a game 20 years ago, it was more freer flowing, and the coaches have outbrained the bosses in the AFL right now. So it used to be better. But it is very quick by hand movement, feet moving. The skills are unbelievable in the modern AFL. Absolutely.
Australia has made it to the men's semifinal of the rugby sevens. So we take a couple of days off. We got the opening ceremony. It's going to be Saturday. Gold medals are going to be awarded. South Africa versus France. I have France parlayed, and this is a nice exotic parlay, guys. France to win men's rugby sevens. Netherlands to win women's field hockey.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
And it's like plus 162. Listen, the Netherlands are minus 200 to win. All right. And France, sorry, it was like plus 362. Sorry, plus 402, whatever the hell it was, plus 402. Because France were plus 175 to win the rugby sevens. And Holland minus 200 to win the women's field hockey, which they really should. They really are a dominant. It's like a big drop-off after the Netherlands. But Fiji versus Australia, Mick, in the semifinals for the rugby sevens on Saturday morning. Fiji, Australia, South Africa versus France. There's the final four.
Wow. Well, some of those Fijian boys are massive in the big rugby union. Not sure on the sevens. It's a quicker game, but field hockey, Australia's done well in that over the years, but I think India probably used to be the strongest. Not sure now, but I know field hockey is massive in India, along with cricket, of course.
Field hockey, the men is a little bit more open of a field than the women. The Netherlands have just been dominant. So field hockey, the favorite to win outright. The men to win outright. Men. Belgium.
Wow.
Belgium plus 300. Netherlands plus 325. So Netherlands going for the daily double on the field hockey sweep. Netherlands plus 325. Australia is the third pick, Mick, plus 350. Germany plus 350. Great Britain 9-1. India 14-1.
Wow. Well, I played it at school, and I'm a left-hander. And remember, you can only play field hockey as a right-hander. I'm not sure if that's changed, but that's what happened when I was at school. So it was a bit difficult for me as a lefty.
It is. I'm with you, Mick. It pissed me off, too. It's tough. You got to be ambidextrous. It is. It's cool.
And the women, as I stated, the Netherlands are massive favorites in all of their games, but they're minus 200, so it's good parlay material. All my Olympic bets are all like plus money type stuff. Like, I'm not going to risk stuff unless I'm getting like a nice little return. And I've been doing a lot of parlays, putting them together in installments. Win 500, win 1,000. Win 500, win 1,000. Win 500, win 1,000. And so, guys, for out there, I think the Netherlands is a great bet. If you want to get this in, I'm telling you, man, these books are ruthless with this stuff in the Olympics. It's not like a college basketball game where there's in-game. Once the archery meet starts, they pull it. Mm-hmm. Like, it's done. Like, you got to bet the outright stuff, and then you're sort of out. Like, you can't do anything about it. The field hockey, obviously, you'll be able to bet on the games, and there'll be lines and all that type of stuff. But if you want to bet on the future, get it in. And, in fact, I'm going to load up on this. I'm going to put the Netherlands woman in another parlay, maybe with an AFL pick that Mick Aussie has for us on the other side. We'll get into some CFL football. The Montreal Alouettes win the football game.
Are there any grave issues that would keep Team USA from winning a gold medal?
Should they be minus 430 against the field or whatever the price is right now? Maybe. But am I looking at, hey, Europe as a continent to win the Olympics at plus 500 as an interesting bet? Yeah, because one, they have 5 teams in the Olympics out of the 12.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
Where are you at in terms of a starting lineup, what you want to see from Team USA?
I think he'll get guys involved, and then there's your lockdown defender at the point guard, the point of attack, right? I do like Curry. I would then go with Ant. I like Ant over Booker. I think if you look at the way the Canada game was, they looked kind of slow starting, and then they kind of got rolling.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
He talked about Major League Baseball and its rule, or actually its relationship with sports betting and gambling.
Integrity is the foremost concern, and a lot of people are questioning that given all the scandals, right? There's Mercano, there's Pat Hoberg, one of the best umpires in MLB, suspended right now. We don't exactly know what he did, but he's been disciplined, and he hasn't umpired a game this year.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
Your mustache is falling.
Dash is falling off. It's got to go. Ski's got another strikeout that I don't want to take. As soon as I take it off, they're going to give up a run. I'm trying to keep it on until he comes out of the game. It's all over the place. Come on. I'm superstitious.
He's got 10. He's got 10 Ks.
He's cruising. Wow.
They pulled Skeens, by the way.
Yeah, they pulled him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. Let's do this thing. Former Portland State Viking quarterback Davis Alexander comes in at the half, goes 15 of 18, 178 yards and 2 touchdowns, leads the Montreal Alouettes back from a 16-3 deficit. They win the football game 20-16 tonight. A big win for the Montreal Alouettes. We have more CFL football coming up tomorrow night for those of you in the U.S. Saturday's game is on CBS Sports, Winnipeg and Toronto. And Sunday's game, Hamilton and the Edmonton Elks. The dogs are barking in Edmonton, and so are the Edmonton Elk fans. They're not happy. A lot of barking going on, a lot of chirping going on. No one's happy right now. And I want to say, good job by the Edmonton Oilers this week, Mick, hiring Stan Bowman of all people.
Yeah, good hire.
These guys, a bunch of clowns. What a clown show.
He's like, yeah, I know I got to work on some stuff still. It's like, okay, thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
Like, what do people say? Like, they're like, he's a changed man. He learned from the experience.
Yeah.
It's like, fine, good. Doesn't mean you have to hire the guy to become the face of your team.
Well
what are they saying in Edmonton, Mick? I know a lot of people aren't happy about this.
I saw what you tweeted. Another one of the old boys club. It's ridiculous in hockey. So yeah, I know he was in charge at the Blackhawks when all that trouble went down. So whatever, mate. Hockey, they love it too much here. I wish they'd follow the other sports a bit more, but whatever.
We love to cheat. I told you, it doesn't matter. Canadians are big cheaters.
Yeah, we're a bunch of scumbags.
We'll cover up, cheat, like whatever it takes.
Canadian cheaters.
So polite.
I love this. This is the best.
All right, so we got to call it like it is. We're going to call other people out. I'm just saying.
We do. We're cheaters. Yeah. Man, I'm
Calgary Stampeders, your favorite team, Mick. I say that sarcastically. Taking on the Ottawa Red Blacks. The Red Blacks have been one of the nice stories of the CFL this year. 4 wins. Their win total was 6.5. We've already got 4 under our belt. Drew Brown is getting better every week right now. He doesn't have a ton of experience starting quarterback, this guy, but he's good. And former Oklahoma State Cowboy. A good quarterback. His receivers are good. I knew coming in, and it's interesting. Dominic Rhymes is struggling, but everyone else is catching footballs for them. They're moving the football on the ground. I think they're going to beat Calgary tomorrow, Mick. I know Calgary coming off the win against the BC Lions on Sunday, but that was then. This is now. And not to mention, guys, Calgary in the BC game was Sunday night in Calgary, Alberta. Now they're playing on a Friday night in Ottawa, Ontario. And for those of you that don't know where the hell any of these places are, they're not close. So it's like an East Coast, West Coast trip here that the Calgary Stampeders have to go on. Mick, who do you like in this game?
Oh, well, I hope you are right, but I think I'm going to go with the Stampeders because they don't have many injuries. I watched just about all that game against the BC. I think they're starting to come good. They're 3-3, but I hope you are right. But the Red Blacks beat the Elks in one of the terriblest games ever. I was still driving because it was an early game. I listened to the whole game on the radio, so glad I didn't rush home and watch that rubbish.
Terrible game ever.
What they scored, 11 points or something?
It was a rough game.
Didn't happen, did
Edmonton, you know what? It was a problem. It was the same teams playing each other 5 days, 2 times in 5 days. So,
not cool.
Right. They were worn out. They were beat up. It was hot as hell out. That was another thing, too. That was the thing with the BC Lions last week, actually, guys, as well. The heat in Calgary caught them off guard. Like, they caught everyone off guard. Like, seriously, who the hell thought it was going to be freaking 93 degrees, man, in Calgary, Alberta on a Sunday night? Like, you know what I mean? And it was. And there was a wind blowing, except it was like a hot wind. So, like, it wasn't like, they were like, because they were like, yeah, it looks breezy, but it's not a nice breeze. It's like this. They basically said it's like a stove, like, being blown on you. And not to mention, me and Rob Vino were talking about this during the game. The field turf, that stuff gets hot, man. Like natural grass, like whatever's natural. Like the artificial stuff that a lot of these stadiums have, it gets hot, that turf. So you're talking about like 107-degree temperatures on the field level. And the BC Lions just did not handle it well. Like every play you saw, they were cramping up. Somebody was like going down. They were all tired on the sideline all game. Dude, BC averaged like 5-6 penalties a game. They had 6 penalties like in the first quarter. Like they had like 16 penalties or something in the game. It was just sort of an anomaly game. I think Ottawa, Mick, will beat Calgary tomorrow. Winnipeg and Toronto, they're getting ready to throw these quarterbacks out of the bus. Chad Kelly's coming back. He's going to be playing. They're not hiding it anymore. So this is it. The quarterbacks have a shot here. Put another W on the board. What's your pick here, Mick? Winnipeg, Toronto.
Oh, mate, first of all, Chad Kelly did the wrong thing. He's a bit of a dirtbag, but don't make out he should be banned for the CFL. Some people say he should be banned for the rest of his life. What a load of rubbish. Like, he served his suspension. He'll come back better. I think the Bombers might win tomorrow night and come good, but yeah, the Argos Bombers, very close. Argos 1 point favourite, I believe, but Bombers rough start, 2-5. They'll come good, I think.
The Bombers blow. I'm not sure they will. The thing with Jack Kelly is we don't know what he did. They never said it. Like, no one ever. I don't know. We need Rick Westhead to get on top of this, which he was on top of. He was the one that broke the story to begin with.
He didn't finish it though.
No, like he's too busy taking the soccer team down there.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was inappropriate comments, and I think it was basically he wanted to date someone to work for the team, and she said, "Listen, we're colleagues. I'm not interested in you in that way." And I guess the inappropriate comments continued, and she basically told the team, "Listen, your quarterback keeps on hitting on me," and so he went
in Denver. He went into the wrong house too, right, Morency? After
but the thing is.
He slipped
but he's got a long history of incidents. That's why, like, when something happens, like it's like it's hard. You know what I mean? You sort of believe it, like when you hear it. So we'll hit the Elks and the Ticats, and we'll get mixed AFL best bets on the other side. We have some UFC talk coming up with Keith O'Neill, UFC 304 from London, England.
Are there any grave issues that would keep Team USA from winning a gold medal?
Should they be minus 430 against the field or whatever the price is right now? Maybe. But am I looking at, hey, Europe as a continent to win the Olympics at plus 500 as an interesting bet? Yeah, because one, they have 5 teams in the Olympics out of the 12.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
Where are you at in terms of a starting lineup, what you want to see from Team USA?
I think he'll get guys involved, and then there's your lockdown defender at the point guard, the point of attack, right? I do like Curry. I would then go with Ant. I like Ant over Booker. I think if you look at the way the Canada game was, they looked kind of slow starting, and then they kind of got rolling.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
He talked about Major League Baseball and its rule, or actually its relationship with sports betting and gambling.
Integrity is the foremost concern, and a lot of people are questioning that given all the scandals, right? There's Mercano, there's Pat Hoberg, one of the best umpires in MLB, suspended right now. We don't exactly know what he did, but he's been disciplined, and he hasn't umpired a game this year.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid. The Bostonian versus the Book.
Your mustache is falling.
Dash is falling off. It's got to go. Ski's got another strikeout that I don't want to take. As soon as I take it off, they're going to give up a run. I'm trying to keep it on until he comes out of the game. It's all over the place. Come on. I'm superstitious.
He's got 10. He's got 10 Ks.
He's cruising. Wow.
They pulled Skeens, by the way.
Yeah, they pulled him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency, the pits, the players, the hustlers, the people who bust them, and everybody else in between. We've got Mick Aussie, Mick the Hater Aussie. I'm not going to ask him what he thinks about beach volleyball. He thinks it sucks. All right, so yeah, he thinks it sucks. What about like real traditional volleyball, Mick? You said you're old school. Is that you accept the traditional volleyball as a sport? You good with that?
Yeah, I actually did a show for Richard St. Marsh of the Calgary Dinos covering the women's volleyball. So, yes, I have some experience with that in Canada, and I got paid for it as well. There you go.
Fantastic. Not bad. Yep. We're not paying you for this tonight, just to let you know. All right. Let me get the just for the record though, Canada is going to smoke Australia. You boomers are going down. We're in the same group, Canada and Australia. Canada's in a really tough group of basketball. Like they open up with Giannis. They got to deal with Australia. They got to deal with Spain. Spain's not what they used to be. And so it's more, the Giannis. The Australia game, to be honest, I got no beef with Giannis. I'm a big Giannis fan, but Canada should be able, Canada's going to beat Greece. They have Giannis and his brothers or whatever. They've got a couple of dudes, but the Australia game is the tricky one for Canada. Like, do you lose that game, suddenly, man, you're playing the USA in like the semifinals or a quarterfinal instead. It's very, very critical for Canada basketball. Sorry, Mick, that they beat Australia. It's paramount. Yeah. They need to win your group. Need to win the group to avoid playing these tough. You don't want to run into Jokic or something, or the U.S. like murdering machine until the gold medal game. You want to try to prolong that stuff. Yeah, who would you pull? Who are you pulling for, Mick? Canada or Australia? In basketball, just the basketball. Or who do you want to? Yeah, who do you want to win more medals? Yeah. But we're going head to head here. Who are you cheering for?
I'll go both in the basketball, but I'll lean slightly towards Canada in the basketball, just because I follow it a bit more and being here. But we do well in the basketball in Australia. But no, it's not one of our best sports. But I'm surprised we sometimes medal in the men's basketball. I hope Canada and US in the final. That'd be fantastic. Canada beat US in the final is my wish.
Australia women's basketball is good too. No, Australia's a good basketball nation. They're good. It's good. They're good. Great summer Olympians. Okay, we'll get to your AFL picks, but Mick, Hamilton Tiger Cats are actually 3.5-point underdogs against the Elks. I don't understand. I've been betting a long time. I don't understand how the hell the Elks could be favorites, man. Like how can it be 3.5-point favorites against anybody? Like, if they played the Calgary Dinos, I'd take Calgary plus the points at this point. What's your pick?
I'm with you. I have no confidence in the Elks at all. Tiger Cats at plus 3.5. You would think that would be a definite winner, but you never know. Elks, hopefully they win by 3, but they were terrible last week. I wish G-Roy and Jackson, the BC Lions, now the GM coach, I wish them all the best. The crowd will be chanting for Trey Ford in the first quarter if Bethel Thompson, the whiner, doesn't play well. But it's not all on him. But how bad's that trade look now? Going for Bethel Thompson, giving away Jake Ceresna, the star defensive lineman now at the Argos. I never liked that trade, and it's proven now. Elks 0-6, disgraceful, terrible.
Carlton and Port Adelaide. North Melbourne, Geelong, Mick. These are the 2 games tonight. What do you got for us? We got about a minute here. What are your AFL best bets?
Yeah, I think Blues will win. Take them 1-39, all the money line. But I think the Power might cover because Power definitely need to win. Some teams will be out of the running. There's 13 teams still in the running. Power got to win. Cats should win, but take the Roos on the plus. It's down there in Tasmania. Cats had a horrible loss last week, and the Roos are coming good. Cats should get it done, though.
You know what, Mick? It's too bad you're not here for a video I wanted to play. It's a great Olympic-themed video that you would have enjoyed, but I'll tweet it out a little bit later on. You're going to be at the football game on Sunday night, or have you had enough yet? You got to support them. No one else is.
Yeah, no, I had a good time last time, so I'll be there. I just hope they win, but if it's sunny, I'll still have a good time. I like watching them. Even if they lose, it's disappointing, but I still like watching the other team.
Mick, always good. Enjoy the opening ceremonies of the Olympics.
All right, in Australia,
enjoy your cheese.
Enjoy your